For the last time, you're not coming with us. The youngest of 7 siblings stood upright, challenging the eldest with a glare.
Why not? I'm not a baby.
You're gonna slow us down, the second oldest interjected as he stuffed a carton of eggs into his backpack. Why don't you stick to the trick-or-treating this year? The eldest added. Mom gets off work in like an hour. The youngest raised a fist.
No! You guys said I could go this time, and if you don't let me, I'm telling.
The brothers gave each other a quick look before the third spoke up.
How about this? You can come with us if you can kill a monster. A monster?
The kids scowled, crossing their arms.
Don't be dumb. Monsters aren't real.
Oh, but they are real. We just say they aren't real so big babies like you don't cry about them. After all, everyone knows you're scared of everything, the second brother teased.
I'm not scared.
The child's back straightened up as they balled their small hands into fists.
Just tell me where one is, and...
They hesitated before finishing with resolve.
And I'll fight it.
The third sibling pointed his finger towards a window where the forest stretching uphill could be seen in the gray daylight.
Up on Mount Ebot, that's why we're told not to go there, he stated in a matter-of-fact tone. Monsters are hard to find, but if you kill one and bring back proof...
Then you can tag along whenever, the second added.
Really?
The child's face, first skeptical, now beamed with confidence.
Okay, let me get my gear.
The kid bolted to their room, knowing exactly what they needed. Their toughest outfit, including a pair of pink leather gloves. Sure, their brothers teased them over the color, but with the thin metal plates they glued to the backs, these gloves were lethal weapons of pure destruction. Or so that's what the child told themselves. The older sibling tried to stifle their laughter as the youngest bustled out of the house. I give 'em until sundown. No way, probably be back sniveling in an hour.
Dad's gonna lose it.
Good, he'll be more preoccupied with that little snitch than with us. The boys just laughed, resuming their preparations for tonight's night of pranks.
Shit, that freaking hurt!
Curled on the ground, the kid grumbled under their breath before sitting up. They found themselves perched on a small patch of grass. A pain shot up through their left arm. They winced, then clenched and unclenched their fingers, not broken. Gritting their teeth, the child shook the pain off and stood up. Seeing as there was no way back up, they marched forward.
That hole came out of nowhere. How am I gonna go back now? Wait.
The kids stopped as their eyes adjusted to the darkness. They stood in front of a large and ornate entrance. Steps on either side led up to a grand door.
No way! Is this a dungeon?
They smiled, the pain from the fall diminished by their excitement.
They were right. I'll find a monster here for sure.
They ran inside, eager to slay a monster and prove themselves to the others.
I'm sick of these puzzles!
The kid groaned in exasperation as they exited the eastern room that had been filled with spikes on the floor, surrounded by the moat. Fortunately, the spikes were relatively harmless. It was just tedious to test the panels to see which were retractable.
Where are the monsters anyway?
Right on cue, Frogget hopped into the room. It tilted its head curiously at the human.
Whoa, that's a huge frog!
The kid looked it over. Other than the weird marking on its belly, it looked just like any old frog.
But are you a monster?
Frogget was insulted. As if to prove it was a monster, it created bright bullets in the shape of flies. The bullets flew haphazardly at the kid, one of them striking them in the forehead. The kid shrieked and jumped back, touching the spot that was now wet with blood. Fear and pain bubbled up in their throat, but they bit back the tears.
Is that the best you can do? You're weak.
The kid rushed forward and threw 3 consecutive punches. Caught off guard by the human's speed, Frogget stood no chance, croaking in agony.
Frogget.
It fell to the side and tumbled apart.
What the?
The kids stared at the ashy pile, confused. They scooped the remains into their hands and let it filter through their fingers.
It's dust? Well, that sucks. I gotta find a real monster and bring something back.
The child drew a bandana out of their pocket. They were waiting to put it on later for dramatic effect, just like in the movies, but now it would have to do. They tied it around their head, compressing the light wound and feeling just a little more confident. Then, not sparing another moment for the dead, the child rushed further into the underground.